Welcome, everyone, to Cannabis News with Joe Klare. It's March 29, 2018. Cannabis News is presented by MarijuanaTimes.org. Go check us out over there. A lot of great articles. All of these episodes of Cannabis News. Now over 100 episodes. Go check it out at MarijuanaTimes.org. Everything you need to know about the cannabis community and industry and beyond. Today we're talking about Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell and his plans for industrial hemp. Also, Politico magazine took a long look at Pete Sessions, not Jeff Sessions. Pete Sessions, no relation, but they are very similar in the way they feel about cannabis. Also, I will play my interview with Cody Alt from Kushly and Kushly.com. Kushly is a delivery service. They also have a bunch of cannabis-related products. Kushly.com. My interview with Cody be played here just in a few minutes. First, of course, to let everybody know, Cannabis News with Joe Klare is brought to you by NatureSideCannabis.com. Check out their line of organic, all-natural pesticides. Natureside Cannabis, side is spelled C-I-D-E. You don't need to put harmful chemicals on what you're growing. You want to grow safe and poison-free, and you also want to be regulatory compliant in the state that you are growing in. The way to do that is to check out NatureSideCannabis.com, check out their products, organic, all-natural pesticides, and check out their expertise as well. Proud sponsor of Cannabis News, it is NatureSideCannabis.com. This first story is from MarijuanaTimes.org by yours truly. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell introduces legislation to legalize hemp. As I said, it's over at MarijuanaTimes.org. U.S. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, who's a Republican from Kentucky, held a press conference in Frankfort, Kentucky to announce his plans for legislation that would legalize industrial hemp. Whoops, there we go. Get the graphics right. I'm doing it all. I'm doing it all here, people. And I'm recording it live for you. The legislation would legalize hemp as an agricultural commodity on the federal level and remove it from the list of controlled substances. It is known as the Hemp Farming Act of 2018. McConnell said at the press conference, hemp has played a foundational role in Kentucky's agricultural heritage, and I believe that it can be an important part of our future. I'm grateful to join our Agricultural Commissioner Ryan Quarles in this effort. He and his predecessor, Jamie Comer, have been real champions of the research and development of industrial hemp in the Commonwealth. Some of you may remember that McConnell was instrumental in 2014 in getting, in the 2014 Farm Bill, getting hemp pilot programs set up. Now 27 states have hemp pilot programs, including the state of Kentucky. Of course, not everyone is happy. Tommy Loving, head of the Kentucky Narcotics Officers Association, said, "Our problem is that the hemp plant is identical in appearance to a marijuana plant," which is not true in the least. And in the article itself, I go into the reasons why that is, besides the fact that the leaves are different. There's no buds on hemp plants. They're taller and skinnier. Many reasons that anyone with just a slight amount of training in law enforcement and the law enforcement community can tell the difference between hemp plants and marijuana plants. But of course, they just don't go through the trouble, I guess. I don't know. I mean, why wouldn't you just figure out the difference? But he's under the impression, this guy is under the impression that you have to, dig it up, you have to rip it up and then send it in and get it tested. And that's the only way you can tell the difference between marijuana and hemp. And that is simply not true. So anybody with just a little bit of training will be able to, just by appearance alone, tell the difference. But it's interesting, Mitch McConnell, not exactly known for his progressive views, obviously. He's behind hemp. He has been since 2014. Now he's even more behind it. And trying to get hemp removed from the Controlled Substances Act, which there's no reason this should be on there in the first place. Even if you don't believe marijuana should be legal because of the psychoactive properties and, mind-altering effects or whatever you want to call it, hemp has none of that. They use it to make plastic and hempcrete, and the seeds are nutritious. I mean, up until, and this included a link to Hemp for Victory. Many of you have seen Hemp for Victory, the video. Up until 1942, the U.S. government themselves were talking about how great hemp was, and that you should support hemp and plant hemp And then all of a sudden, well, it was too closely related to marijuana, so now it's illegal for absolutely no reason. It has a most negligible THC content. So the fact that hemp is illegal is crazy, and hopefully Mitch McConnell used some of his power as Senate Majority Leader to change that. This next story is from Politico.com and Politico magazine. Washington's most powerful anti-pot official is named Sessions, but it is not who you think. He's Pete Sessions. He's a longtime congressman from Texas's 32nd district in Dallas. While he's no relation to the Attorney General, he nevertheless shares the former Alabama senator's unforgiving attitudes toward all things cannabis. Quote, marijuana is an addictive product, and the merchants of addiction make it that way, Pete Sessions said in January. They make it to where our young people, become addicted to marijuana and keep going. Really just this reefer madness, 1930s thinking that is it's incredibly ridiculous. And again, I'll say this over and over and over again. It's fine to be ignorant about marijuana and be ignorant about cannabis. That's great. You don't want to look online. You don't want to do any research. I mean, there's no excuse to be ignorant, but you can be ignorant. That's your right. But if you have power, as this man does, over marijuana, ignorance is simply not acceptable. What Pete Sessions has, however, and again, it's a very long article over at Politico. Link is in the description of this video. What Pete Sessions has that Jeff Sessions doesn't have is the power to change laws very quietly, but with implacable efficiency. Pete Sessions has used his position as the chair of the House Rules Committee to stymie or roll back amendments that protect illegal marijuana in the 29 states that have approved it, which is 30 states if you count Louisiana. Basically, there has not been a full House floor vote on anything marijuana related since 2015. And the reason is this man, Pete Sessions. Again, it's a very long story, but basically what happened, the reason he has this power is described obviously in the Politico piece. It says a quote, well, it says the turning point came on an issue that had nothing to do with marijuana. On May 19, 2016, a vote was held on a floor amendment meant to protect LGBT rights in the federal contracting process. The amendment had enough votes to pass, but House leadership kept the vote open long enough to flip a sufficient handful of votes to defeat it. Shouts of shame erupted from the House floor, and headlines referred to the aftermath as, quote, chaos. In a House Republican Congress meeting on June 8th, members decided the way to avoid such embarrassments going forward was to use the Rules Committee to structure the appropriations process so that such poison pill amendments could be out of order. If the amendments couldn't be offered, there would be no votes and therefore no bad publicity. So basically it's given this man, Pete Sessions, he can rule amendments have to do with marijuana or anything else he doesn't like, rule them out of order, and they'll never come to a full House vote. Now, there is an effort underway to boot Jeff Sessions from his spot. As I said when we did a previous story on Jeff Sessions, it doesn't look like his House colleagues, especially his House Republican colleagues, have any reason or any inkling or any they're not moving any in that direction at all as far as removing power from him. They're the ones that gave him the power, and however he wants to use it, they're fine with that, because these are things that most of them also don't want to get to the floor, especially marijuana amendments that would pass on the House floor. They don't want these amendments to see the light of day. So really the only hope, because we're not going to count on House Republicans to change the rules back and take this power away from Pete Sessions, so he needs to be out and removed from his perch. Now, the 2018 midterms are coming up. The midterms are notoriously harmful to the party in power, which right now, of course, is the Republican Party. They control the House, the Senate, and the White House. And the first midterm for especially a president is always bad, usually for his party. And it doesn't look like things are going to be any different for Donald Trump. So we'll see if Pete Sessions is booted from his spot. If he loses the chairmanship, maybe the rules will be changed. Maybe the rules will not be changed, and the amendments dealing with marijuana will just be allowed to the House floor, where they will probably pass. Whatever needs to happen, needs to happen. The fact, obviously, that one man can control whether or not marijuana amendments get voted on in Congress is very worrisome and very crazy. But it's the one place in this country where we need marijuana law reform to advance is the United States Congress. And if it's not going to happen there, we're going to have problems. So Pete Sessions needs to go. Coming up, I have my interview with Cody Alt from Kushly and Kushly Thank you to naturesidecannabis.com for being a proud sponsor of Cannabis News with Joe Klare. It's March 29th, 2018. Everybody who spreads the word about the show, likes, shares, comments on the videos, you are all awesome. Thank you. Continue to do so. Now continue to be here to spread the truth about cannabis, and make sure you check us out, of course, on marijuanatimes.org as well. You can find great articles and every episode of this show, marijuanatimes.org. Thanks, everybody. And now, my interview with Cody Alt from Kushly.com. All right, on Skype, we have Cody Alt from Kushly and Kushly.com. Cody, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Not a problem. You're known for being an entrepreneur in other industries besides cannabis. What made you want to get into the cannabis business?
Man, for me, it was I kind of discovered edibles and got introduced to them, and I kind of fell in love with that because I have really bad insomnia myself. So, I mean, I was prescribed a Xanax, Ambien, drank gallons of NyQuil in my early 20s. So, for me, man, it was just that curing me and my insomnia and really helping me. So I kind of fell in love with that aspect of it. And I wanted to be able to use my platform, my social media, and the way I can grow and build companies to be able to actually help other people as well.
Awesome. So tell me more about Kushly. What do you all got going on over there?
Yeah, man. So Kushly, it first started out as a delivery platform. I worked and built that it took me about a year. It's the closest thing if Uber Eats and Amazon Prime had a baby and could deliver cannabis products. This is the platform. So, yeah, I mean, so I've been working really hard on that. That's about to launch actually on the 10th of April. I'm doing a little bit tweaks to the design and functionality just to make it a little bit better for the consumer. And then we have a full list of cannabis products as well. We have 80 SKUs. So we have anything from edibles offered in sativa, indica, flower. We have pre-rolls in 2 different strains or tiers. We have a black label and a gold label. And our pre-roll packs come in half gram and full grams and seven joints in each one. And actually it comes with a Kushly lighter. So it just comes in a Kushly pack and you pull it out and you have 7 joints with a Kushly lighter. And I haven't seen anybody do that. I see people do pre-roll packs and stuff, but nobody puts a lighter in there. So I decided to see what the market had and then just make it a little bit better.
Yeah, definitely sounds awesome. What kind of feedback have you been getting from people so far?
Man, the branding and the packaging is nothing like anybody else has seen. I kind of went above and beyond in that aspect of things. So it's very clean and bright. Just the name Kushly stands out just in itself. It just kind of has a really good ring to it, Obviously, I'm a little biased, but
I know you got a couple other businesses you started in the cannabis space as well. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
Yeah, absolutely. So I have 2 other CBD companies. One is called Pure and the other one is called Waves. So they're both CBD. They have the difference in between those. They have different demographics. So Pure is a little bit more of the older, lady and man looking for products for their joints and stuff like that. And then Waves is more younger, skateboarders, active out people. So that's going to be the kind of the target demographic for that. Surfers, kind of more like a Cali vibe-ish, if you will.
All right. You got any future projects or anything else you can tell us about?
Yeah. So actually I'm working on being the first person ever in the cannabis space to actually bring 2 companies public within the same fiscal year. So in 45 days or under, I'm bringing Pure public. We got a $50 million valuation there. So that'll be listed in the United States on the OTCQB, it looks like. And then also I'm going to list Kushly and take it public towards the end of the year as well. I don't know if I'm going to do that in Canada or here, but it's going to be in the works. So that's my goal, is to bring these 2 companies of mine public in the cannabis space in the same year.
That's awesome. Things seem to be moving fast. Where can people find obviously Kushly.com for that? Where can people find you online?
Yeah, so you can find me just right on my social media. It's at the Cody Alt on Instagram, and same thing at the Cody Alt for Facebook as well. I have a fan page there, and then my company's Kushly.com, Purekana.com. That's Purekana.com, and that's it's pretty much where I'm at, man.
Awesome. Well, Cody, thanks for taking the time to come on, and have a good one, man.
Yeah, appreciate you having me. Take care, and I'll hopefully talk to you soon.
All right. Bye.